First thing tomorrow, give me a call on my cell phone. If you ever need to reach me quick, I'm quick. I'm quick on my cell, but I will check my voicemails tomorrow as soon as I get in. Okay, sounds good. Perfect.
That's crazy.
It actually got moved to the 28th
That's kind of
at
nice.
3:30.
That's fully on.
It's open to the public. Yes. Okay.
Yeah. Like I do.
Yes.
Three phone ships.
Yeah,
Three phone. Yeah.
The Wairika City Council meeting for May 20th to order. The council went into closed session tonight at 5:30. And with Mr. Councilmember McCoy was absent. And there was, we came out of closed session at 6:24 and there's no reportable action that was taken. So will the clerk please take roll?
Miss Mayor, did you want to do the pledge?
Oh, thank you. I'm so excited that we're taking roll. That all right. Well, we're gonna do the Pledge of Allegiance, and Councilmember Claire, will you lead us?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Good evening, everybody. I'm going to take roll. Councilmember Middleton. Councilmember Middleton, can you let me know if you're present?
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's
I thought
okay.
you said Davis. I didn't hear you. Present.
Councilmember Davis.
I'm here.
Councilmember Claire.
Here.
And Councilmember Baker.
Here.
Thank you.
The next item is approval of the agenda. Do we have any changes to make to the agenda this evening? Okay, thank you. We have no presentation, so we'll move on to public comment. Public participation is welcome and invited at city council meetings. This time is set aside for residents to address the city council on matters listed on the consent agenda, as well as other items not included on the regular agenda. If your comments concern an item noted on the regular agenda, please address the council when that item is open for public comment. Please speak into the microphone from the podium. Please state your name for the record. Please limit your remarks to 5 minutes. And the public comment period is not intended to be a question and answer period or conversations with the council or city staff. Do we have any public comment this evening?
Lorenzo Love, Wairika resident. I'll start with a quote from today's Scientific American. Extreme heat is the #1 weather-related killer in the US, causing hundreds to thousands of deaths every year. And available estimates are assuredly undercounts because heat is not always accounted for on death certificates. The need to protect people is becoming clearer and more urgent as heat waves happen more often, last longer, and become hotter with climate change. Fully dealing with the threat would mean tackling systematic issues from mitigating climate change to rectifying inequities in who is exposed to heat and who can afford to cool themselves off. But there are also common sense protections that could and should be put in place by both businesses and our government to prevent heat illnesses and deaths. These changes make economic sense, but more important, they are the humane thing to do. That's from Scientific American, today's issue. Last year was the hottest year on record, and this year is on track to be even hotter. At the last COC meeting, I brought up the need for a cooling shelter for the citizens of Wairika. The chairman, Nancy Ogren, dumped the responsibility entirely on the city. There was no one from the city there to push back on this. The resource center was mentioned, but it's not open 7 days a week. And there's no transportation for the elderly and disabled people who can't walk that far in the heat. So I asked you, what is the plan to prevent citizens of Wairika from dying in the heat?
Good evening, Mayor Colleen Baker and council members. My name is Luther Finley. I'm with I'm the Community Service Director for the Wairika Seventh-day Adventist Church. And I'm here to advocate for a rural campground. There is a city-owned lot at the north side of town off of 263 that used to be a campground, and it's uniquely suited for an urban campground. It could be put up rapidly with a temporary construction fence around it with some privacy screen, attached to it. And it could have just a man gate there to prevent any automobiles going up and down it. And there could be a regular vehicle gate that's locked that the law enforcement and emergency vehicles could have access keys to. There is a building right there on the property on the north side that has air conditioning that could be used for a warming and cooling center during periods of extreme weather events. And there's also a truck stop right up the street where they could get showers. There's a bus stop right there at the corner in front of the Speedway service station. There's also a grocery outlet, a Dollar General. This location would be out of sight, but not out of mind. There would be less panhandling and loitering around Wairika Junction, a Walmart, Bailey's, Goodwill. And this area could be patrolled regularly. There is excellent shade there and there's water there. It could also even have power coming from the building there for recharging electronics, phones. And they could also have a garbage truck that could go up and down a couple times a week to pick up garbage. And it would also be more readily accessible for disabled and people with special needs wheelchairs. It's a flat location. The trees are planted in nice rows, and there could be owls up and down in between those. And the tree rows could be named like streets, like opportunity, responsibility, respect, some positive names. And so if there was an emergency event, they could say, I'm on opportunity, have midway up, or you can number the trees. The city the base camp is about to open, and not everybody's going to be able to access that from the hill. A lot of the hill people, the Greenway people won't use it. A lot of the people from the hill, they're moving to the Greenway, and that's going to be more of a fire risk, going up Butler Hill or Butcher Hill, and there's extreme fire danger on the hill, and there's a fire hydrant right there on the site there, and it would be a lot less risk of wildfire getting away, in sensitive areas. There's nobody running the hill now. There's nobody running the Greenway. And so there's until a nonprofit can be found to take over, the renting of the construction fence and paying for garbage pickup. It could be self-run and patrolled by the law enforcement. And these are fellow human beings, and they deserve compassion. And a lot of them become my friends, and there are a lot of different stories while they're up there. And not one of them, I don't think, when there was kids said, I want to be a drug addict and alcoholic, and I want to live on the streets, So this would be a chance for them to have a place of their own and have respect, and they could access services from behavioral health, and behavioral health could even come out there, to have a little office in that little building. So I think this would be a great solution for the problem that we have. Nobody likes to see that mess up there on the hill and along the Greenway. So thank you for your time.
Hello, Mayor and council members. My name is Judy Crawford. I'm a resident of Crystal Glen Mobile Home Park, which is on Deer Creek Way. I'm here with a group of folks who want to bring to your attention an issue for some of the most vulnerable people in your environment. Those of us who live in mobile homes, and especially in Oak Ridge and in Crystal Glen, are having they're both owned by large corporations that are outside of the area. And for myself, my rent has raised, my space rent has raised 9% in the last 3 years. Actually, 3 years ago, it really was 12% because they added a new charge for utilities. So most of our residents are elderly and they live on fixed incomes. And Social Security doesn't go up 9% or even 5%. So that is an issue. So we're seeking, we've passed a packet of information to the city clerk, and we would like to have a rent stabilization ordinance added to one of your agendas in the near future. This is happening in many cities and counties across the state, and dare I say, even in the whole United States. Our owners own something in the neighborhood of 17 parks throughout the country, and their main aim is money and profit, and it's all going outside of the area. I did a little calculation with getting information from the city or the county assessor, and upwards to 5% of your population lives in the 6 mobile homes and while the smaller ones perhaps aren't having their rent increase like ours with owners that are out of the area, it's a major problem for us. And I've just recently retired, and I know that I'm going to have an urgent concern if it keeps raising. We've already been told at Crystal Glen they're supposed to give us 90 days notice. We know that our rent's going up another 9% in November. And it's a big issue, and many cities, and there's Humboldt County did it in 2014, added an ordinance so that there's a set rate a percentage of CPI or just so that we know what it's going to raise, but not at a 10% level. And so our main focus is to ask you to give your due diligence to the request so that we can at least have a little bit of expendable income that doesn't go to rent. And it's a lot different than you might say, oh, we don't want rent stabilization. And it's not like rent stabilization in apartments or stick-built homes. We own our homes. We're going to keep our homes up, and it won't be anybody's. We are not going to let our homes deteriorate like perhaps an owner of a stick-built home would do if the rent was stabilized or there was a rent control in place. So it's a totally different ballpark. And we hope that you'll just give due diligence to look at our request, and we'll be coming to meetings in the future. Thank you very much for your time.
Good evening to the mayor and all the council members. My name is Gypsy De La Luz, and I live up at Oak Ridge. And we are having the problem that Judy just spoke of, where our rent continually is going up. And oh, oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And it's a problem, and it's very stressful. Our rent has gone up, has doubled since we've been there. And we really need to have a cap put on the rent. And we're hoping that you all will take this to heart and understand there are so many seniors. I mean, we have all been seniors up at Oak Ridge all this time. They've just recently changed it to a family park again. But it's very difficult and it's very stressful. My husband and I are both in our 80s, and it's hard. It's hard to make it on Social Security, and the Social Security isn't going up in line with the cost of living at all. And so to have the rent going up as it is, it's really, really making things tough for all of us. So I'm speaking for many people that don't feel like talking, but they're all suffering from this dilemma that we're being faced with. So I really, really hope that you'll take this to heart. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Joaquin De La Luz, and I live at Oak Ridge Retirement Community. I'm 87 years old. My income is Social Security disability. I lived there for 12 years. In that time frame, our rent has doubled. My wife and I are very concerned that our small income will no longer be adequate, and we will have to move, and there's nowhere else for us to go. I am here to ask for your help in capping our rent so that we won't lose our home. Thank you.
Are there any other public comments? Well, I'd like to thank all of our speakers for coming tonight and speaking up. So we'll move on to item 9 on the agenda, which is the consent agenda. All matters listed on the consent agenda are considered routine and non-controversial and will be enacted by one motion unless any member of the council wishes to remove an item for discussion. A, approval ratification of payments issued from April 27th, 2025 through May 10th, 2025. B, approval of minutes of the regular meeting held May 6th, 2025. C, adoption of resolution 2025-17 of the City Council of the City of Wairika, updating the signatory for the California Climate Investments Wildfire Prevention Grants Program. And item D, motion to approve designation agency resolution form OESP-130 and authorize the city clerk to certify and transmit a copy of the approved form to grant administrator for the California Office of Emergency Services Jumpstart Program. And the recommended city council action is to adopt the consent agenda as presented. What are the wishes of the council?
Council Middleton, I will make the motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll second that.
There's a motion to approve the consent agenda from Councilmember Middleton, second by Councilmember Davis. All those in favor, please signify by saying yes.
Yes.
All opposed? Motion passes unanimous 4-0. Thank you. We have no public hearings tonight. And item 11, city business. This is the mayor's committee appointments. And Mr. Elsnab, you're listed as part of the presentation, but I would actually like to continue this item until the second meeting in June, as I have some questions about this statutory requirements of some of these committees. So we'll bring it back the second meeting in June. Thank you. Item B is the approval of the memorandum of understanding between the City of Wairika and Wairika Peace Officers Association. And this is our interim human services director and our interim city manager.
Good evening, council members. I'm Melissa Sandberg, the interim human resources director. I'll be presenting the memorandum of understanding between the City of Wairika and the Wairika Peace Officers Association. I'll give you a summary of the proposed MOU. Staff has been negotiating with the Wairika Peace Officers Association to reach a memorandum of understanding. The parties agreed on a 4-year term that addresses employee compensation, including wages, health benefits, and incentive pay as follows. For wages, there will be a 5% cost of living adjustment effective July 6, 2025, and then 3% COLA for the following 3 years of 26, 27, and 28. The city's employer medical benefit is equivalent to the cost of 85% of PERS Gold. Employees receive longevity pay up to 10% of base pay based on years of service. Police officers and sergeants who possess an associate's degree or a bachelor's degree will receive education pay in the amount of up to 5% of their base hourly rate of pay. Vacation leave has been increased. The city matches dollar for dollar what the employee contributes to their deferred compensation account to a maximum of $2,000 per year. Agreement on comparable agencies and data points used for determining the market with future compensation studies. Concessions include elimination of compensatory time, medical in lieu, uniform allowance, and CPOA membership. In addition, the MOU has been reviewed to update the language for accuracy and clarity, as well as compliance with CalPERS reporting. The estimated fiscal impact for year 25-26 is approximately $142,300. The recommended action is to adopt the resolution executing the MOU between the City of Wairika and the YPOA.
Thank you. Does the council have any questions? I'll open it up to public comment at this time. There being no public comment, I'll bring it back to the city council.
I have just a small question. Oh, may I ask,
Yes,
on the percentages, you said 5% cost of living to start with it, so that means that there's 5 steps. Oh, it's
It's 5% of what the agreed upon MOU was before.
so like if that position is $100,000, the next step would be 100,000 plus 5%.
Yes,
Okay, and then as longevity goes along, it's 3%.
the next 3 years would be 3% each year.
Okay,
Yes.
that 3% is pretty standard. It's been about average 3% since 65. I move that we accept. We adopt resolution. It is 2025-18. Yep. Of the Wairika City Council and the Wairika approving the execution of the memorandum of understanding between the city of Wairika and the Wairika Peace Officers Association.
I'll second the motion. Madam Clerk, would you please take a roll call vote?
All right, all in favor of approving resolution 2025-18? Councilmember Davis,
Yes.
Councilmember Middleton,
Yes.
Councilmember Claire, and Councilmember Baker.
Yes,
The motion passes.
thank you. Item C on the agenda from the Municipal Projects Manager, which is the discussion and possible action on adopting a resolution authorizing the city manager to award a construction contract to RTA Construction Incorporated for the water supply and storage improvements project in the amount of $6,744,000 for the base bid and to execute related documents. And it's my understanding that this item is being continued to a future meeting.
That is correct.
Thank you. Item 12, city manager and staff reports.
Good evening, Council. John Elsnab, interim city manager. Just to give a quick staff report, we're currently recruiting up to 6 positions at the Wairika Fire Department. We're looking at putting interviews together within the next month or so, and we're looking forward to getting paid staff online. That's about all I have to add tonight. I just wanted to give a quick update on the fire department.
Thank you.
Yeah, good evening, Madam Mayor, members of the council. Jerry Lemus, your fire chief. So Chief Gilman told me it's my turn in the barrel tonight to give her status report on the fire department. So there you go, Mark. Anyway, yeah, it's been a while since I've been able to be here. Just recovered from my knee surgery. I'm good to go. So just to give you an update, things are basically as they have been in the past with a large number of our responses for medical response. And the troops are doing a great job with that. And our membership right now is right around 25, 26. We've lost a couple to either retirement or other job conflicts. So, but we're fine. We have another gentleman coming on. It's going to be a great asset to us that will help our training. And I'm really looking forward to that getting set in motion. So, essentially we're at roughly 780 calls from January 1 to today. Like I say, the majority are medical. Not a lot of fires just yet, but of course our big concern now is with I noticed in my own yard how things are drying out so quick with the afternoon and evening winds and higher temperatures. So as you know, last night they had a kind of a scary fire at Mount Shasta. So we're doing what we can to prepare for that and be ready and get to them quick and put them out. So other than that, I was happy to report that we had one young man, Mr. Juan Ramos, that graduated the COS Fire Academy. And unfortunately, we tried to recruit him, but he's got other plans for his summer job. So, but I spoke to him today, and he's hopefully gonna, at the end of the year, at the end of the fire season, he'll reevaluate, and hopefully we'll be able to get him on board. In addition, we had Brad Abelgard, who was in the paramedic program at the College of the Siskiyous, and he has passed all of his exams. He's one of our cadet sleepers at the station, as well as Mr. Ramos, and he will be here with us through August, and then he'll be doing his practicum with Mount Shasta Ambulance, and then he'll move on probably to get a job somewhere near his home in Sacramento. But great young men, and hoping that they come back and join us as paid staff at some point in the future. But other than that, I'd be glad to answer any questions you have, if you have any. Excuse me.
Anybody have any questions for Chief Lemus? Okay, well, thank you so
Great.
much.
Thank you.
Were there any other staff reports?
I don't believe so. Mayor
Thank you.
Baker.
Thank you. So item 13 is the mayor, council members' reports, statements, and requests. Mr. Davis.
Since we last met, we've been pretty busy. Cal City's had a seminar here and it was prelimed with a tour of the Carnegie Building. And I think we all were there, but I'm not positive. And they've really done a fabulous job of upgrading that building. And the one thing I did notice, Chief Gilman, was it's a lot smaller than I thought it was. It's a small building. I thought when you look at the outside, it's quite large, but when I got walking through it, there wasn't much there. There was a lot of floors in the basement. So it was good that we were able to put you out there on Fair Lane. But it's a beautiful building now. It's going to be great for office and our community should get quite a bit of use out of it. They also have a meeting room there that can be rented or leased. It's pretty cool. This conference was pretty interesting. And the one thing that kind of caught my, well, there were two actually. One of them was the site logic IQ, was about energy that came from the environment, and it was renewable and wasn't like burning wood or burning coal to get electricity or something like that. I thought that was quite interesting. And the last guy that spoke about the cost of development and how there are ways that can be developed they're a little bit down, reduce the cost. And a couple of them was, of course, working on the loan. The other part is with the cities and the counties and their fees to kind of take a look at those and adjust them. And that's what I got out of it anyway. And it was, I thought that was pretty good. I think we all need to study our fees anyway. Then on the 17th, which was just after that, I went to a Fire Safe Council workshop over at the Grange, the Greenhorn Grange. And that was very interesting. And they had people that use goats to graze their property down. They were there. Our own Sarah Chaffee presented the air curtain burner that the city is using out at the yard. And she actually had a nature walk. I passed on the nature walk. She's going up Greenhorn Park, and I've been up there walking several times, but it was good to see her out there in action. And they talked about the Outson Road fuel reduction. That's supposed to be in the near future. And the fire insurance was another issue that was talked about. And how come the insurance companies are bailing out of California because of the massive losses. And it's kind of a sad thing, but they were concerned about that. So she recommended that you protect your assets with work around your home and around, your space. And hopefully it wouldn't, you could be good at defending your home from fire. And also she made a motion. She made a comment that a lot of times when these firefighting outfits come in and they see bushes up against the house, a lot of shrubs and stuff and junk everywhere. And the next house over, it shows that they have pruned the bushes down and the trees are all pruned up. They go there because those people have worked at defending their home, made effort, and the other people didn't. So if they can save the other house, that's good, but they're for sure going to be over at the one where they spent some work. So it pays to do that. And in conclusion, I went to the Wild the other night, and that's not a city function, but it's nice to see it back in action. It was a musical, little skits, short skits. It wasn't for kids, but it was pretty fun.
Thank you.
You bet.
Councilmember Middleton,
Nothing for me tonight.
thank you. Councilmember Claire?
I also attended the League of Cities, and it was quite interesting to see I don't remember the building looking like that. What was a police station? I remember it like that. So it's kind of weird to walk in there and see how different it is, but it looked really nice. They did a lot of nice work. So that's all I had.
Thank you. I also attended the League of Cities meeting on the 16th. And for me, it was fun to go back to the library. I remember going to the library when I was just a little kid, and it seemed like the librarian's desk was like 12 feet tall, and you'd look up at her. But what I remember most about the library being there was the cat that lived there and was always on the desk to greet you. So that was fun. I attended a LAFCO meeting on the 13th, and we're reviewing the annual budget, and that will be adopted next month. I also attended the Peace Officers Memorial Ceremony on the 13th, and that was just really touching and really moving. I actually worked with 3 gentlemen from the sheriff's office that lost their lives in the line of duty. And so it had just a real special meaning for me. So I appreciated YPD's participation in that, and it was just really well done. So thank you. Let me see. Just a couple of other items. The Siskiyou Village opening ceremony is going to be held Wednesday, May 28th at the Siskiyou Village at 3:30. And that's located at 400 South Foothill. And it would be great if we had a good showing of city council members there, if you're able to be there. That's very exciting that the pallet shelter will be open. Yes. Yeah. And we don't yet have a written policy on absences, but as a courtesy, if there's going to be a meeting that that you're going to be missing, would you please let the city manager know ahead of time so we're aware of that? And in addition to that, it's always been a mystery to me for the last 2 years on city council, how we actually put things, council members can get things put on the agenda. So I've been reading the Muni Code, and I would just like to tell you guys that it is a great way to fall asleep. It really helps with insomnia to get that Wairika Muni Code out and start reading it. But there actually is a process that is specified in our Muni Code. And so I just wanted to pass out a copy of that. And there's a couple of ways to put items on the agenda. You can request that at a meeting, or you can submit your request to the city manager at least 10 days before a scheduled city council meeting. The big thing for me is that each individual council member is responsible for doing a staff report, so that it doesn't fall upon city staff. So I just wanted to just pass that out. I'm sure that it's new for all of us. So I appreciate that. And I think that's everything that I have. Anybody else have anything? Okay, well, I'm going to adjourn the meeting at 7:11. Thank you.